Hi everyone, Makaela here from the Burka Avenger project. Welcome to the 9th video in our web series that discusses the Burka Avenger Teacher's Guide and how to get the most out of it. In this video, I will be going over Chapter 9 called Champion Cheaters that begins on page 133 of the Teacher's Guide. The theme of Chapter 9 is fair play and honesty in sports, and is broken down into 3 sections: before you watch, while you watch, and after you watch. Chapter 9 expertly blends the clear moral message of being a good sport, or someone who displays good manners whether they win or lose, with the fun and engaging topic of sports. Since there are countless sports out there, your students' interests may vary widely. While not all of them may be interested in sports, the same morals and manners can be applied beyond the world of athletics, so be sure to include all students' opinions and interests throughout the chapter. You'll notice the Before You Watch section has a similar warm-up to a couple of the other chapters. If you've chosen to do this type of warm-up recently, mix things up for your students by taking a different approach to the introduction. An interesting alternative activity is outlined in the tip on page 134. While this tip talks about how to address vocabulary recall in mixed ability classrooms, the same activity can be done with students who have the same or very similar levels. Once the warm-up is complete, work your way through the 4 exercises in this section. Exercise D is my favorite because it introduces the vocabulary required for the video in the form of a matching activity. I particularly enjoy matching activities because it is a very student-centered way to engage with your students. The students know all the correct answers are in front of them, and even if they don't know a word or its definition, they can use deductive reasoning and educated guessing to match many, if not all, of the words with the correct definitions. A quick note on vocabulary. Since students' interests will vary, expect a wide range of words to come up on the topic of sports. Some vocabulary words are used in many sports, others use synonyms, and there are even some vocabulary words that are unique to one specific sport. For example, many sports are played on a field, such as soccer, baseball, and cricket, while others are played on courts, such as badminton, tennis, and basketball. Be sure to give your students the correct terminologies to the best of your knowledge. Remember, you're a teacher, not a professional athlete, so it's okay to look up answers or make a mini activity out of finding the correct word for something. If you are going in chronological order of the chapters, which is what I recommend, your students should be showing significant signs of advancement in their listening comprehension and critical thinking when it comes to watching these videos. If that is the case, I recommend focusing on the exercises that have video timeframes listed in the While You Watch section. The true-false activity on page 137 makes a great transition into watching the video while keeping time management in mind. Exercise A is great if you have the time, but if not, go over exercise B and head straight for the video. I also like exercise G because it's an excellent way to check students' ability to listen for detail. Depending on the level of your students, you may need to replay this section 2 or maybe even 3 times to allow students the opportunity to fully respond to the prompt. The reflection exercises in the After You Watch section take great care to analyze and develop the idea of being a good sport versus a sore loser. If you're not familiar with the term sore loser, it means Someone who does not show good manners when playing a game or sport. It's the opposite of the term good sport. Exercises A and B are my favorite in this section because they encourage students to reflect on their own attitudes in meaningful ways. Exercise B can also be expanded upon by using the two photos as jumping off points for furthering the discussion or prompting a review. If you have a class of 30 students or fewer, the project in exercise E would be an excellent student-centered activity. If you have a larger class, consider amending the number of students per group or how the play is presented. Presentations are great opportunities for students, but we don't want to eat up too much class time with a lot of performance. Well, that's it for Chapter 9. I hope you enjoyed this video and got some good ideas on how you can best use Chapter 9 in your classroom. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like this video and share it widely with your colleagues and the other teachers you know. Videos for Chapters 1 through 8 are also available, as well as the corresponding Quick Tips series, which takes an expert dive into an interesting aspect of each chapter. So check those out as well. Thanks again, everyone.